Hey quilters, this is Sarah from Snugglebug Stitching, and today we're going to do a little segment I like to call Can I Do That? For this particular segment, we're going to look at binding and specifically flat seams or straight up and down seams versus diagonal seams in your binding. So just a little hint with these Can I Do That videos. The answer is going to be yes. You can do that. It is your quilt. You can do what you want to do. There are probably some things that you really should or shouldn't do, but for the most part, a lot of these things that quilters tend to argue about and quilt police tend to try to nail you on are not a matter of integrity of the quilt so much as personal preference. So for these two quilts that we're looking at here, this binding, as you can see, it's the same print, but just different colors. So they're great for a head-to-head comparison. One of these has a flat seam and one of these has a diagonal seam. And for both of these, I had to kind of run my finger over it to find the seams because the seams weren't very noticeable in either one of them. In fact, one of the things I was worried about is what if I can't find the seam when I go to show it to you? But I think I found them. So let's just kind of zoom in and have a look at those seams. All right, so now that we can see the seams, here we have a flat seam, and here we have a diagonal seam. And I mean, honestly, I feel like they both look really good, especially with this particular print. They both are hard to find. Like I said, I had to use my fingers running across them to find the seams for both of these quilts, and they're my quilts. So if anybody knows where they are, it should be me. And it looks like my machine did not care either because those decorative stitches are nice and even on both quilts. So one of the things I think that people say why you should not use these vertical seams is the extra bulk. So, so obviously my machine didn't mind. For both of these seams, the seams were pressed open. So I would say it doesn't really add significant bulk. They both look great in my opinion. If I were to give this quilt to someone or sell this quilt to someone, I doubt they would notice either way or care either way. This vertical seam is actually, I feel, a lot quicker to do than this way. I mean, this is not that hard to do, especially once you practice, but this is a lot quicker, and it is a lot less tricky to join the ends of the binding with these straight up and down seams as opposed to diagonal. And let's just look now. The bulk, I guess this does look a little bit thicker, but it's really not something you're noticing unless you're just running your fingers across the binding. So what do you think? Is there really that big of a difference?